Sounds good.
Yeah. Sound speed or something, right?
Yeah, sound speed, marker.
Sound speed, marker, whatever.
All that good stuff.
Season 1, episode 1 of the
Oh,
Working Title
this
Podcast.
is the opener.
And I already feel quite at home. What say you, Jake Villadolid?
Jake Villadolid say yay.
Mitch Young?
I feel.
We've had one so far. That wasn't even counting as one.
I don't even think we want to bring this up. We might have to bleep out what you just said and what I'm saying right now because this is the pilot.
Anyway, and I am Adam Sr. This is the pilot episode.
Yeah. I'm Jake Villadolid.
What I was trying to do didn't really work.
No, it became very obvious that it was the intro.
Yeah.
We got out the important
It's
shit.
okay.
That's true.
Yeah, hey.
That's enough formality for now.
Yeah.
Anyways, my parents are coming in.
Yeah.
And they're it's my mother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother's birthday is Friday.
And so she's turning 22, I'm assuming?
39.
I was giving her the benefit of the
doubt. Yeah, no, but she's my mother.
39
she's turning
is the
39.
magic number, actually.
I don't know what number time this is her 39th birthday.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, the X amount is 39th birthday,
Yeah.
but it is her 39th birthday, so
good.
Happy birthday to my mother.
Happy birthday to
I am going to be
Nancy
moving
Spurko.
the screens again.
She's a great lady. So my parents are coming up, and I have that swing dancing performance on the Wednesday, so they're trying to see if they can come up earlier.
Ooh.
But I don't want them to because all of you guys, all of you Sammys, my fraternity brothers, are going out to see me make a complete fool out of myself. So I don't need my parents there.
What's
to,
going on? This
to,
is
to also ridicule me.
your rehearsal?
Yeah, my performance is next Wednesday.
This is salsa,
Next
right?
Wednesday. No, it's swing dancing,
Swing
you ass.
Swing.
Yeah.
Tango. It's closer than salsa.
Yeah.
Cool,
Okay.
Cool.
Anyways, so yeah, that's my life.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you, Mitch?
Well, this past weekend I finally just finished off production of Check Please Take Two. Student directed, student produced.
Mitch Young has more stage presence than Al Sharpton.
It's true.
And more versatility than Meryl Streep. So
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
it's...
I would take that as a compliment myself.
Yeah. But yeah, finally got some free time again to now focus on my other drama projects. So.
And how many of those?
Got a final scene I have to do for class, which is it's a good long scene, 2-person scene, and then I have a whole another 1 act that I have to still memorize the script for and perform within 2 weeks now. So
shit,
that's good.
Best of luck, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But hopefully won't be too stressful. There's only like 2 more weeks, so I'm hoping for a nice smooth sail out of here.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we just started with a bang,
Right?
Our pilot episode, it was in, yeah.
First
really
episode's
dramatic.
right now, buddy.
What?
This first episode is right now.
I know that. I was
Okay.
saying our pilot episode. I was referring to this as our pilot episode because I couldn't remember if I said that already.
Well,
you did.
I believe you did.
Okay.
Yes.
Good job.
Okay.
But
maybe, should I mention right now that at Working Title Pod is our Twitter, and that is the best way to stay connected.
At Working Title Pod?
At Working Title Pod.
Oh, we have a Twitter.
POD. We have a Twitter.
Holy shit, this is the first time
it's
I've ever been on
because,
Twitter.
Because whenever we're published, whenever we're online, it goes to Twitter first. That's where the updates are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But we'll get to that later.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
Move on up.
Yeah.
How have your guys' days been so far?
Oh, man. Simple day, really. Just, fun fact to all the kids out there listening in. When you're in college and you have some sort of assignment or you're going to be working on something in class.
A project, what have you.
Yeah. Actually reading the material beforehand really does make it easier.
It does, doesn't it?
It's mind-blowing, I know. But it's working ahead to be on top of what you're talking about in class. It's mind-blowing, really.
Okay.
I had that experience this morning.
Yeah.
German 102, I read the book, and I was actually competent in class today.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, you're in German 102. I did not know this. I'm in German 201.
I've told you this before. Man.
I'm sorry. This is I'm going to treat this as a new subject.
All right, fair enough.
And okay, so your teacher is Frau Gallagher, maybe?
Herr Professorin Dr. Karen Gallagher.
Yeah. For those of you
Deutschland.
who don't go to Chapman University and aren't in Frau Gallagher's class, she is a character.
She's
That was
lovely,
a woman you were
She's a
describing?
lovely woman.
That was a
yeah.
woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I was getting the complete opposite.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I was imagining a scary dude.
No. No, she's rather nice, but
She's probably one of the nicest, like, German ladies you'll ever meet. She's got these really big eyes, and she'll just, like, stare into you.
Oh, yeah, that's
but they're not
wonderful.
like piercing, angry German eyes.
But it is piercing. It's not angry, but it definitely pierces through you. It's really interesting.
I don't know. I've never been pierced by Karen Gallagher's stare.
Lucky you.
Yeah, apparently. But no, you're right. It's very high school style class.
Oh yeah, it totally is. It's I'm actually not going to take German 201.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
The whole reason I took German in the first place was, and I've been honest about this from day one.
Yeah.
Italian was full.
Okay. Yeah.
Italian 101.
All right. Fair enough.
I completed Spanish 201 last semester.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mazel tov, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I got a D on the final, but I did complete the class.
Feliz cumpleaños, senor.
I think she liked me. I think
Right?
that's what it came down to.
Okay.
It's always really important to actually have a good relationship with a language teacher.
Kids, we're giving you some awesome advice here. Read the material before class and have a good relationship with the teacher.
Don't be a dick to her.
Yes.
And yeah, it's interesting because I've actually done Spanish for like 9 years.
Same.
In school, but it seems that I'm only really at the third grade level.
I honestly took Spanish from kindergarten all the way up to my junior year of high school because I lived in Phoenix.
I feel like I want to get my Rosetta Stone on. You know what I mean? Like I think.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it might really work.
I'm tempted.
I don't know.
You know, it's
It's a lot cheaper bill than education in Spanish.
True enough. Oh yeah, our days. I finished filming a visual storytelling project for a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good little piece. If you ever see it, you'll not recognize it for anything because it's just a project in school. But hey.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about my day.
You sound like you had a productive day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was hoping to get breakfast in at some point, but it just
You didn't?
fell through. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get breakfast today either.
Also, another healthy tip: do have breakfast, kids. It is really quite good for you. And
Yeah.
You don't. Here's the thing: you can go without breakfast, and you won't really notice.
It's like impossible to type quietly.
It's true, but don't worry about it, buddy.
Sorry, continue.
You won't really notice it at the time. Like you'll be all kind of grumpy, whatever. But you're hungry. It doesn't matter that much. But on the days that you do have breakfast, if you mostly don't, you're gonna notice how much more focused, how much more energy you have. It's true. I mean, even if it's just Pop-Tarts and milk, that's all I had, and I was.
See, I'm just terrible with breakfast. I'm like never able to do it. I don't know why. Maybe I just wake up too late. Something like that. It's just I've never really. The whole breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I think it's honestly just that your first meal of the day is the most important meal of the day. So if I have lunch, that becomes my most important meal of the day. It's not breakfast for me. That is crucial.
So I mean, how long do you go without food though? Is it like you wake up and eat something and it happens to be 1:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah. I think that'll. But I mean, let's see. I woke up at 10:30 today. I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very hungry, but I'm hanging in there.
Well done.
It's just like
yeah. It's I mean, you're also dying. So
Yes. That helps take care of a lot of that.
I don't think any of us are trying to say that what you're doing is healthy.
No.
It's the best way to be.
No, not at all.
It's interesting.
Kids, don't try to kill yourselves, okay?
Never that.
It's not a good decision. No. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, we may. Smoking is bad, children. Yeah, I'm never gonna tell my parents I'm making a podcast.
The thing about smoking to me is I don't know. I'm very into personal liberties, but and I'm in obviously
And you smoke a lot of weed.
Okay, sure. I guess, are we going to talk about this on the
No,
podcast?
we're not going to talk about that. I just wanted to bring that
we've
up.
got to make the decision is done. So
Hey, just because a word's been said does not mean that we're talking about it.
that's true.
Yeah.
But you were saying.
But I'm sure I've shared a cigarette with at least both of you several times.
At some point in time.
Or you've seen me smoke them. But I'm not a smoker. But the thing is that, as much as I believe in personal liberties, I just feel like I hate it when I'm not the one smoking and you're around me. It kind of disgusts me. So I'm ambivalent on that.
Well,
topic.
fuck you.
You know what I mean? You don't understand at all what I'm saying? Like, if I'm doing it and I decide to do it, okay. But if I'm not trying to do it and you're next to me and I'm getting that smoke, that, that sucks.
Yeah, sure, but you're still a douche.
Okay.
I disagree.
Okay.
I agree with Senior on this one. I don't smoke. I have smoked. I don't smoke. I'm just reiterating that fact because I don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's when you're in the moment, then it's just like, yeah, man, you smoke that cigarette, bro. You enjoy yours. But if I'm walking through, or if I'm like, I don't know, sitting at a bus stop, I don't want you smoking next to me. Yeah.
Oh no, of course, yeah. There has to be an element of courtesy in it.
But a lot of people don't have that element.
Really?
What's the problem?
Well, okay. I
really? You're asking me?
No,
really?
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It's true. I try to keep it under control.
You do. You do a good job of it. Well, some people just don't care though.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, though, when I guess I'm a total hypocrite because when I am smoking, and if I'm in a reasonable area, I just feel like, I wonder, are they going to make me leave? Are they going to make me move? Like, you're not actually 50 yards away. You're only 30 or whatever it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I
think it's only like 20 feet.
When I want it,
In
I like
Arizona.
it. And when I don't, shouldn't be there. So that's selfishness. I think that's what we just defined.
Yeah, you're just a selfish person.
Well, let's just call it a double standard.
Hmm.
It sounds more highbrow that way, and you don't sound like a bad person.
See, you are the balancing element on the
Mitch,
show.
Mitch,
I think that's
that was good. That was clever.
Yes.
Quick.
Thank
All
you.
right, what do we have on the screen
Well,
here?
on the screen is today the Tower 1. Is that the new World Trade Center building? Is that what it's called?
I guess so.
The Tower 1 building has officially surpassed the height of the Empire State Building.
Wow.
They've been. How long have they been building?
A while.
I'm going to be honest, Mitch. I only heard about it a few weeks ago myself.
As far as I knew, I thought they were still just hole in the ground.
No.
Ground zero,
sorry.
yeah.
They finished cleaning it up, obviously, a while ago. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but they had left it alone.
They're
for a long
obviously
time.
well into it.
If there's, I see a man
It might
hammering.
just be the structure, like the.
It's not anywhere near complete, but it's. I didn't know that there was any upward trajectory going on at all. So this is news to me.
It's
it's news to everyone that it's above the Empire State Building now. How big are they? How big are they planning?
I'm glad you asked that.
Also, but so it's Tower 1. Are they remaking the two tower structure?
No,
or?
I believe it's just one tower.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't it like, I thought again, I'm thoroughly confused now because
Okay,
there's a
One World Trade Center. That's what it's called.
Okay.
One World Trade Center.
so it's no longer going to be like a memorial other than the fact that it's like a memorial
Above ground zero.
No,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it has the same function as the old building.
like as a trade
Senior,
center.
can you maximize this page for us?
Yes, I can.
Just pull it up. Yeah, thank you.
I don't think, and what's interesting is they said that when it's done, it's actually going to be the tallest building
in America. Yeah.
But there's a little debate about that because it's whether or not they want to count the needle. To me, if they don't count the needle, it's second place. It's to the Chicago building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's, I don't know, they're always having trouble deciding whether needles should count or not. It's like, well, why are you going to put it on the building if it's not going to be part of the building?
I would say it counts. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Well, maybe is it like how high you can get on said building?
that would be a good like designator. It should be like how high a human being can go.
well, then that's just a matter of
then they just have to climb the needle.
they'll just have to climb
Okay,
the
so the highest floor, I guess, complete floor.
I don't really know how the debate of how to judge America's tallest building would go about. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't
there
actually
seem to
want
be
to
a lot of
focus on the needle.
classifications
I
here.
just thought it was kind of interesting that the audacity of like, well, now it's going to be bigger than it's ever been. You motherfuckers.
Well, I think that hey, if we want to build a giant tower,
I think so. You know, I think the height of the building actually has little to do with the security of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's about the foundation and how you. I have no clue. I'm not an architect. I'm not even going to try to bullshit this. Apparently, I'm imagining that they're building it correctly so that something like 9/11 doesn't happen again, or is very difficult to repeat again.
But the first ones were built to be very difficult for 9/11 to happen, and it still did.
It's also the fact that they're flying a plane into a building, and...
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told either of you this, but I was actually living in New York City when 9/11 happened. Yeah, so I think that would make me 10. I think it was 3rd grade.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm gonna get into like the whole thing, but it's definitely one of those things where you know you're never gonna forget it right when it's happening. And there was a lot of it was incredibly surreal to the extent that
that was one of the moments. I mean, I think that was the moment for our generation. Is where were you when the first tower fell?
Yeah, that's the moment. It seems like where reality kind of intrudes on life, if you know what I mean. Like, but I remember public transportation was not an option. The way it happened is we were at school and slowly kids were getting pulled out because there was a flu going, something. It's probably very easy to fool a 3rd grader, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But once we got outside, everything was in gridlock, and then we went to the park, and everyone had to walk across Central Park. I mean, walking was the only way to get around, and it was filled with people. I was with my mother, and no one was talking. That was the most insane thing, was how quiet it was when it was happening. And then I remember like my mom was crying, and I was kind of like, I was embarrassed. I was like afraid to look at her almost. And I remember we looked up, and then we saw the 6 or 7, whatever the formation is, fighters fly over. It was kind of a very like profound thing to see. It was almost this kind of protective element, going over the sky. But it was insane. It was crazy. But they've talked about some theories is that we actually had Bin Laden for like 4 years, just like conspiracy theory stuff.
Oh well, there are conspiracy theories surrounding this.
Yeah,
but there are conspiracy theories about everything.
Yeah,
There's conspiracy theories about shaving cream and the effects it has on the male brain.
But I think that's kind of crazy. I mean, it would almost
would
it make sense that like the successes we've been having. Just think about like the fact that maybe we've been torturing him in a dungeon for 4 years and like getting information so we could.
I don't. After discussing such a serious topic, I don't want to move immediately into conspiracies. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I gotta be in the mood to
like
discuss.
Bin Laden shit.
Yeah. And then that was a very serious incident, and you can discuss the politics of it sort of in another realm for me.
Did I kill the mood with that?
I think
I didn't want to start a political debate.
No, it wasn't a political debate. It's just like I gotta be in the proper mentality.
Too sobering.
Yeah.
A little too sobering.
I gotta be a little bit
It's
cynical.
not like hunting rats in sewers or space Nazis.
No.
None of those things.
Which are topics that we cover, so don't.
I would like to talk about
I hope
space
you didn't turn
Nazis,
it off
actually.
already. I really do.
We're gonna turn it back.
Are we gonna
around.
talk about space Nazis?
So it's not okay to talk about torturing Osama bin Laden, but it is okay to talk about space Nazis.
Yeah, because
No, it's just double checking. That's good. Let's do it.
I mean, we've been going on long enough. If we want to talk conspiracy now, let's talk conspiracy.
I'm not in any way. It was just interesting to me that kind of the idea, like, whoa, what if we had him this whole time? Because,
Oh no, of course, it's very intriguing. But then you have to you get into it and you're stumbling, and then all of a sudden you sort of have to take a step back.
I've heard I've heard the things with the thing with conspiracy theories is that you'll be presented a fact that is not really a fact, but you overlook that, you know what I mean, the credibility of the fact itself, so that the argument in and of itself makes sense based upon its own logic, but the logic is just bullshit. Like they might say, like, the steel melts at 48,000 degrees, maybe it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, they could just put a number there.
It's a self-defining...
justifying.
Yeah, self-justifying definition.
Mm-hmm.
But on a maybe equally patriotic, much more fun note, doesn't the Avengers come out this weekend?
The Avengers does come out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's Captain America, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a Captain America fan?
I mean, just on the patriotic note.
That's no doubt.
Yeah.
He's...
I'm a Tony Stark fan.
You are?
I'm a huge Tony Stark fan.
Right. but not Iron Man. You don't like Iron Man.
I mean, Iron Man comes with the territory, but like Tony Stark as a character and Robert Downey Jr. as an actor playing Tony Stark.
Did you like him pre-Robert Downey Jr.? Or?
I mean, I've liked Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, and Iron Man, the character.
Were you really a fan before Robert
Iron
Downey
Man?
Jr.? Yeah.
I did read the comic books.
Okay.
I am a nerd, ladies and gentlemen, and I am a comic geek as well. But I never really got into Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
To the extent that that I did after I saw Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, as well as he did. And of course, after that, I did check it out a little bit more.
I'm sure he made a lot of fans for the
yes,
brand.
For the character, and I was one of them. I jumped on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he did a great
He's
job.
great. And Tropic Thunder too. I mean, that
Yes.
was just one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That is one of my favorite movies.
Speaking of Robert Downey Jr.'s great roles, and this was back before really he got really popular with our age group.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I love that
if you
movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's
A lot of people don't know it. It was a small.
it's very sad, really, to me.
But it was by Shane Black, I think. The Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
Lethal Weapon guy. I think his name is Shane Black.
I believe so.
It's cool.
It's a great film. I highly recommend it to anyone that enjoys
Val
comedy.
Kilmer's in it, by the way.
Val Kilmer.
Maybe the best role I've ever seen him in.
Have you ever seen Batman Forever?
Okay.
Hello. Come on.
I don't
That
know.
is-
We can argue that.
Well, I mean,
He was
easily the
before-
best Batman.
Nicole Kidman was
course.
in that one, right?
She was.
Okay, well then,
I totally
I
forgot.
support it
Yeah.
Yeah, I support that film wholeheartedly now.
Wow, that opinion changed quickly.
Yeah, but
No, but I always thought he was cool.
quick note. Best Batman, my opinion, George Clooney, hands down.
Good. But
And by that, I mean Batman and Robin was a terrible, terrible film. Never watch it. Never.
Yeah.
what I don't like about George Clooney is that he's always smirking. You know, he has that face that like, and it's like, what's so funny? He's like, I'm George Clooney. What do you mean, what's so funny?
I'm
Like,
George
that's
Clooney.
his
What
face.
did you
Lady,
do?
That's his face.
The problem is, ladies love the smirk.
Right.
They
I
love
mean,
it.
it's a sexy smirk, for sure.
Yeah,
Ladies love George Clooney. End of story.
he's a
That's
good-looking
He's like
cat.
the one guy that girls are always like, yeah, he's old, but I'd still fuck him. They always
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
that.
No, that's legitimately what they
That-
always
yeah.
say.
He's cornering the market.
The thing about George Clooney is he appeals to almost any age group, really, of women. I mean,
Yeah.
like, other than, at this point, people that are watching My Little Pony on Sunday mornings.
Well, yeah. Other than the Justin Bieber fans,
It doesn't really count.
no. But
But
those are
yes.
girls. They're not women.
Well put. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
But Avengers is coming out this
I
weekend.
can't believe it.
Avengers is coming out this weekend.
We need what?
No, I mean, like,
that
I just
snuck
can't
up on
believe
me.
it because it's just, I almost can't, I don't
Right?
understand how they're going to make a movie with
Yeah.
that many characters.
For me, it snuck up on me because there was always
did,
and
did.
we're gonna make this Avengers movie,
Eventually,
and it was
eventually.
always in the past, and
They-
you never heard about it, and it was gonna, it was like this summer 2000, and all of a sudden, it's summer 2012, and it's coming out Friday, and
Yes.
I'm super pumped. I'm excited. I got my midnight premiere
Who's
tickets.
making it?
Who's the director?
Isn't it Joss Whedon?
I look that shit up,
Same guy
man.
as Catherine
IMDb
Wood.
it
I'll
right
take a
now. We
peek.
have the Google.
I got the Google, so I'll take a
Okay.
look on the Google.
Oh, wow, we're gonna use our smartphones.
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
That's they're
Because
intelligent.
we don't really have service in here.
Oh,
But he's
okay.
got the IMDb.
Yes.
Or the
yes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
I was about to ask Siri that question, actually.
Marvel's
Oh.
Avengers is at 96%
Really?
already.
Oh, hell yeah.
Boom, baby. Oh, but you were
Joss
saying
Whedon
how it
is
really
the
snuck
director
up
and
on
writer,
us.
as well as Zach Penn, who did
Who's
Watchmen.
the director? Sorry?
Joss Whedon.
Oh,
Buffy,
okay, he is.
Other
All right.
Things, Cabin in the
Okay.
Woods.
Yeah.
Buffy, Other Things.
The other thing.
Buffy.
Buffy
Other
is the only thing that's important.
Buffy
Well,
is very important,
I-
though.
Also, also famous for Firefly, Serenity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Big sci-fi
there, that's
guy.
that. Now we really filled out his resume there.
Yeah.
you're welcome.
But what I was saying, you were saying that the Avengers really snuck up on us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it already snuck past us. If you look back to 1976, there was an Avengers movie.
Wow.
Was there? I did
That's
not
not
know
really-
this. And it wasn't animated?
No, it was.
Oh,
it
wow,
was
live
people
action.
Wearing. I think it was 1976. I'm almost positive.
You asked if that was live action, like as if it would be CGI or cartoon.
Well, if it was like cartoons,
Stop
you know,
motion Avengers movie.
No, like there's been a bunch of Avengers
It's
movies,
not even
but
listed around Tomatoes.
they're all
That's
sort
how
of
bad it is.
illustrated.
Well, it was.
like
it
comic
might have
book
been
art.
like a for television
Oh,
only
okay.
kind of thing. Who knows?
Cartoons. That's what I was trying to find. Cartoons. They probably made plenty of Avengers.
Lifetime
cartoons.
Avengers movies
Yeah,
where they all
I mean,
just cry.
they did. Actually, did they though? I know that they made like the Justice League.
Yeah, there's Justice League.
By the way, I don't know if you guys remember, but Justice League had one of the coolest intros, like
Yeah.
opening
Actually,
sequences.
right now, I got to give a shout out to Scott Rummel. He's a voice actor. He does the Hollywood trailer voices.
Oh, he's
yeah.
like the new Don Lonfontaine.
Yeah, and he came into our audio design our class with Dan Pavlin. He came in as a guest speaker, and he's actually the one that told me that I should continue to look into voice acting. But he is the voice of Aquaman on
Whoa.
the new
Dan Pavlin?
Justice League. No. But that would also be a fantastic if Dan
I have
Pavlin.
not met that guy yet. But you've
No, you've
I have a
never met Dan
different
Pavlin? Oh, he's great. He's a great guy. One of the best teachers at Dodge. But
Aquaman, on the other hand,
Yeah.
is not a great superhero. I'm sorry.
waiting
for that
he
movie.
might. I'm sure he has a solid voice.
yeah, Scott Rummel has a solid voice,
because he
and so does
controls
Aquaman.
animals,
but
right?
He
He
can talk to fish. He cannot control them. He
Well,
can talk
essentially he
to them.
controls them.
Yes,
Does he have
because
can he manipulate the ocean or anything like that? Or?
nope.
no,
he can, He
swim.
can breathe underwater, swim really fast, and talk to fish.
But
That's
you know, like
his power.
Entourage did Aquaman, and Entourage gets a lot of things right in the sense that it's like kind of foreboding. Like things come out after Entourage, like Great Gatsby, and now Scorsese's doing that movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah.
I believe.
I mean, but what are you gonna do with Aquaman? Like,
I don't know.
What,
I guess the underwater
He
thing would
swims
be too
in
much,
the
right?
ocean.
Too much CGI.
you know, it's a very, very specific type of
Unless they
supervillain
really
that he can
go
deal
to work,
with.
creatively speaking, and
The
just
thing
changing
would-
things.
It would have to be something along
Like a
the lines
kraken.
of.
You would have to fight a kraken or something,
Well, what if
and that would be the movie.
what if Atlanteans suddenly start attacking?
Ooh.
That could work, and then he has to keep them at bay, and he becomes king of Atlantis.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's
spoiler
Aquaman's
alert.
story. Like,
What?
I think I'm pretty sure Aquaman was an Atlantean, was he not?
I don't think so.
Really? Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
I got my
I think he was
mythology
some
wrong.
kind of. I don't remember,
Neither do I.
because he's Aquaman.
Exactly.
You don't really devote much memory space to Aquaman.
Anyways, Scott Rummel, if you're listening to this,
We
I don't
have
know
no-
why you're listening to this. Anyways,
We have nothing against your voice, nor who you portray. It's just
Aquaman is not the greatest of heroes.
sorry.
Green
Yeah.
Lantern. The Green Lantern was incredibly disappointing to me.
Green Lantern movie? That was pathetic.
That was. I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I didn't even see it.
I
saw it.
did see it.
I'm not even gonna lie. Here.
I don't think
Like,
Ryan Reynolds was
I didn't
the
even
weak
think it was worth
spot
it.
either. By the way, I
What?
don't think Ryan Reynolds was necessarily the weak point of that movie.
I just think people just straight up didn't like it.
I think the main problem is that Sinestro's name is Sinestro.
Yeah.
That's really what did that. It broke it for me. It's like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna turn out to be a bad guy at any point.
Wow. Wait, that was his name the whole time.
Sinestro.
Oh, like that
yeah.
wasn't his villain name.
No, the pink guy was
God.
Sinestro from day one.
Yeah.
He was, I'm Sinestro.
It seemed like they couldn't decide if they wanted to go dark or just be a kiddie kind of movie, and they just lost both audiences.
Yeah.
They sort of missed the
Because
both
a dark
boats.
Green Lantern could possibly be.
Oh, a
incredible,
dark Green
right?
Lantern, like a Batman-esque Green Lantern, could be awesome.
Yeah.
Especially with the little oath he always
oh my
saying,
God.
darkest day.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
You know.
Something Green Lanterns.
Then again, I mean, a lot of
Light,
pretty
yeah.
much any superhero, dark and gritty, is usually pretty.
Yeah,
good,
I guess for
you know?
our demographic,
I don't know, except for Spider-Man 3 really fell through.
Well, I mean, that wasn't dark and gritty. That was just emo.
and then the Amazing
true.
Spider-Man is supposed to
Oh,
be
yeah, the
supposedly
gritty.
dark. It has
Yeah.
all those first person elements, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
The Amazing Spider-Man's the new one that's coming out, right?
the reboot.
The reboot.
Emma Stone's
Well,
in that
I don't. Is she?
movie. So beautiful.
Mary Jane?
No, she's Gwen.
Gwen?
Oh, Gwen State.
The
Gwen
light
Stacy.
blonde, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. But, one thing, I've just from seeing the previews, Peter Parker doesn't look nerdy enough to me. He looks like a fucking hipster. I'm gonna say he looks like a fucking hipster.
Probably. That makes sense.
Spider-Man needs to take like a 20-year break or something.
Tobey Maguire pretty much nailed it in my opinion.
Peter Parker is one of my favorite characters. Period.
Do you remember the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon?
Yes.
I like that.
I read the comic books, and that's why I was sort of like, oh, the Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, well then are we gonna stick to Spider-Man lore here? And apparently it's not really.
He does make himself web gauntlets this time.
I don't like.
He doesn't have it.
I mean,
cartridges.
Yeah, like web card, because that added a whole different element to the comic books. He's like, oh, I'm running low on web fluid. I could see that as a good device
for drama. I could see that.
Because you get to the final boss battle with the Green Goblin.
I'm sorry, we're talking about a movie, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you're right. No, you're very much correct.
Give me a fucking break, dude. It's a boss battle. That's what you call it.
6 of one, half dozen of another.
Yeah.
But you get there, and he's like, oh no, I'm out of web cartridges. I have to be really cunning now. Use my increased agility to my advantage. Yeah.
There was a really interesting. Have you ever read the Spider-Man book, like the giant Spider-Man guide? They used to have it. It was at Barnes and Noble or something. Oh, you got to check it out. It's great. It's just this giant, like encyclopedia sort of condensed knowledge, collection of knowledge about the villains and Spider-Man and the lore and the characters and through the years. It's not that big, but it's it's really cool.
So it's like I had the Marvel Encyclopedia, which it's just like a Spider-Man specific one.
Specifically Spider-Man,
cool.
And really interesting book, and it's like it's like an encyclopedia with entrance in that sort of fashion. But a really interesting thing that they did at the beginning is they outlined all of Spider-Man's powers. And then they outlined, so
it's like in this world he has... mythology,
yeah. In this world he has this power, and in this sort of setting he has this power. And it described the way his strength and his agility. And it brought up the fact that, like most other humans, Spider-Man has adrenaline.
Right.
And so there was the fact that, on a normal day, Spider-Man can lift a cab, something like that. But in really big fights, he's been known to hold up entire floors of buildings. And it was just a really interesting concept because, looking at from the surface, you wouldn't really think, oh, you're right. If Spider-Man got an adrenaline rush, he probably could hold up an entire building. Yeah. And therefore it makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I would really recommend that book if you were interested in comic books at all.
Yeah, I've always thought reading was for ignorant people myself.
Nerdy?
Of course it's for ignorant people. It's how those ignorant people become smart people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Touché, senor.
Do you know what I always thought they should make a movie out of is The Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed.
Oh, well, Star Wars.
I would like to see a movie about a Sith who's kind of, the Jedis want him.
A renegade Sith.
Bad guys want him. I'm revealing myself as I'm not super into it, I guess. I'm not super well versed.
I don't know. I'm kind of...
The canon...
As much as I don't want to say it, I'm kind of done with Star Wars.
I'm talking about, they need to just get some different people involved on the offshoots of Star Wars.
I've been done with Star Wars for a long time.
I really think they need to just go ahead and...
Really?
They need a time to stop. They need...
Let's close the book.
It's either close the book or they need to wait until George Lucas is dead and he has no more input.
Yeah, wow.
Close the safe.
Because it seemed like they never utilized the Force. I mean, the concept of the Force, I guess, was kind of...
There are about 200 books in the Star Wars canon, and I believe that is a legitimate fact.
Right, wow.
Mm-hmm. And I, honestly,
I meant in the movies.
There's an entire. But the movies. The thing is, though, if you're gonna get into Star Wars, there's like this entire fucking huge ass giant world that people who are into Star Wars know, and it's ridiculous. It's like a Trekkie status, but
probably the one single coolest fact that I've learned from the extended canon of Star Wars. Well, actually, I'm not sure if I want to tell it now, because it's a spoiler alert as to a character's death. A character we all know and love.
Is it Skywalker?
Nah, man. I'll just say it.
Is it Han Solo?
Nah. Chewbacca
Oh, yeah.
goes out like a total pimp. He gets crushed by a moon.
When does that
How
happen?
awesome is that? I don't know, but he gets crushed by a fucking moon while saving Leia and Han's kids.
Wow.
He gets crushed by a moon.
That's a hero for you.
That is a hero.
It's a fucking badass.
I don't know if that is one hell of a way to go, though, being crushed by a moon.
Right?
At that point, you're like, good game. I did everything I could. I was crushed by a moon.
Fuck you, universe. I'm going out.
Crushed by a moon.
I mean, that's not even like getting hit by a moon. That's you've been smushed into a world by a moon.
How amazingly just conceptualize that for a second. The moon is coming towards you, and then
so
and you get
it would be on fire, right? The moon, as it was.
I don't really know what would happen.
There would be, I mean, as it passed through the atmosphere, it would probably part of it would catch fire.
Like the planet it hit. Obviously.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I imagine. Well, depending on the size of the moon.
But pretty much, I think universally, even if it's.
But I mean, if it's like a super size Earth, if it's like 10 times the size of Earth and it's like quarter size of the moon, you're not gonna destroy the planet.
An eighth of the planet, probably, right?
Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, there are different sized worlds and moons.
All I know is that I just had a sudden flash while I was thinking about it of literally just. Actually, now that we talk about it coming through the atmosphere, it would be on fire, so you'd probably get incinerated before this happened. But like. The moon would, like, eventually be, like, 6 inches above your head, and then you're just like, I'm fucking dead.
Well, see, I envision just, like, from a space perspective of just Chewbacca, like, holding up the moon with his giant furry hands.
And then slowly, like, getting crushed because he's like, I can't hold it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I imagine it didn't end like that, but that would have been very cool.
It's true.
Damn. Yeah. That's a good fact. That was a good one.
You know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
What?
I was thinking about how many people really get away with crimes. Because it seems like you hear about people that get caught, but there's no percentages on people that don't get caught because those people aren't taking a census. You know, like, hey, have you ever gotten?
It doesn't show up on the news.
Are you a criminal right now? Are you?
Are you a criminal on the lam?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what if it's like a kind of a big number?
I see. I've heard mixed things. In terms of like theft, I've heard that it's
It's a crapshoot from a law enforcement.
It's a crapshoot. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. Like I've heard of one instance where they had DNA and footage, and they didn't get the guy. And then it's just like,
wow.
Yeah, back in Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Okay, well, yes, that probably plays a giant fucking factor in that. He has a point. But and it's
Twitter.
just what? With Twitter?
Well, no, it's just gotta bitch slap Phoenix, and then but don't worry, it's a lovely city. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
But seriously,
if Phoenix is following us, I'm not working with you guys anymore on this podcast.
Anyway,
we're starting a new one.
We're not trying to alienate anyone.
No.
Any potential fans.
Phoenix, you suck. Anyways,
Jake's trying to alienate.
I'm trying to alienate the city of Phoenix. That's just the way I am.
You've done it 4 or 5 times already, so you.
I know, and it's just in this episode. Yeah. But more importantly, back onto the actual conversation topic. It's a crapshoot with theft. I really don't know about murder. I think it's a lot harder to get away with murder.
Do you think though that the more people, like if you're a serial killer, the more people you kill, the less likely you're going to get caught? To the extent that you're actually getting better at like executing the crime and cleaning up and doing all those things.
Well, okay.
It depends on how good you are to begin with.
Well, yeah. I mean, you obviously there's that giant hump you got to get over.
Just the learning curve.
First time
you got to know how good you are from the beginning, because even if you are so good at covering it up, those first, like after 3 murders, you become really good at it. You still have those 3 murders.
Yeah.
And that evidence is going to be there.
And not to mention, it's every single time you commit a crime, you're
getting a ding.
You're re-exposing yourself to capture.
Have you guys ever thought about how you would get away with a murder?
Oh yeah,
I've thought about that.
Let's be honest. Who hasn't thought about it?
Of course.
And I know exactly how I would do it. But I'm not going to tell.
Yeah, don't tell, because then you wouldn't be able to get away with it.
Well, yeah, because then they'll just be like, wait a minute, I remember this crime seems oddly reminiscent of a podcast I once heard.
Yeah. I thought that, I don't know about the actual execution. I'm imagining that, like, what I would do is I would find the most, like, generic brand of bullet and use that. But in terms of, like, hiding the body, I've always thought, maybe this is, I don't know, I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I'm going to, like, start the careers of several serial killers. But what if you, like, bury the body somewhere in, like, a wooded area, and then you burn that area down? Like, you start a forest fire.
See, then you're going to get yourself, you could get yourself a little trouble because they forest fire people. I don't know for certain, but I imagine that they do, like,
try to get an idea.
They try to understand why it happened.
No, of course
where
they
the
do.
origin was. So
Yeah.
you're gonna lead them right to your sweet find.
Because they always, you know, they believe the fire was started with arson, and then they list like the evidence, or it was started from this and that.
If you bury the body, you're done essentially.
I mean, when a house burns down, they can usually figure out the cause.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the same ballgame.
That's amazing.
You know?
Like forensics and their ability.
Yeah. Also, another reason why you
never
should
commit those crimes.
Never commit
or a crime.
You know, murder.
Ever.
Because you'll get caught. Not because it's wrong, because you'll get caught.
Yeah. Although, if your crime is victimless, you go for it. I mean, come on.
How is it? I mean, there's always a victim to a crime.
That's not true. Not if we designate drugs. Okay, I'll just talk about drugs, I guess. I guess we're doing drugs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no,
what
you're right.
What crimes are there? Crimes to the self. To the self.
I mean, are you the victim there?
No, that's a whole arguable rabbit hole. You'd like us to go down.
Then you just start getting dreams within dreams and whatnot. And by
all
the time
of a sudden,
you know
Inception is just playing out of nowhere. Yeah, we don't even have it on
Have you heard about Inception blunts?
The wall.
Like a blunt
blunts
would be inside a blunt.
I have heard of that.
I've never.
I don't know if that interests me,
well,
but the sheer
you're right.
heat
I'm
of
allergic.
I'll be okay. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Probably a way of saying I would smoke that.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
It was. Mm-hmm. He read that subtext brilliantly.
You're an actor. You're supposed to be very good with subtext. So
he's a screenwriter, so he has to understand subtext because he's the one putting it in there.
Yeah.
Hold the line, guys.
Oh shit! Well, my apologies. Sound Squad. What's up? Yeah, see, I'm a director, so like the subtext is very important. And Mitch, you were good with subtext.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I try.
Oh yeah, he's a good actor in general, ladies and gentlemen. But
I'm not gonna. You heard the compliment already in the beginning.
I did. I did hear it.
True.
I was sitting right here when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Wow, 5 o'clock already.
Yeah.
Really?
We have 15 more minutes to go.
It's true.
Lovely.
But it's funny how time flies when you're talking about nothing and everything.
And everything.
At the same time.
It's like the most liberating thing in the world, actually. I think we just need
I don't know. I'm in an
How great
ADR
would it be
booth.
to get to the point where we're getting feedback from Twitters, like during so like people could shoot us a topic and be like, we like.
Oh
that.
yeah.
Shout out
we have
to
a live feed.
Like Attack of the
shout
Show
out to
kind of
Sheet
style.
Like
69.
Like Scott Rummel gets back at me while we're talking about it. That'd be fucking cool.
Who knows?
Hey.
The future is bright at Monsters Incorporated.
I feel.
And at Working Title Podcast.
Bizarrely good about this podcast. Like, I'm almost not even sure why I'm doing this right now. That's how good about it. It's like, it doesn't feel like me.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't really interested in podcasting a week and a half ago,
No.
But then
Something
it just
happened.
hit you.
Yeah.
Hit you like a load of bricks.
You know what happened? The way this started is Senior asked me to come in and just do a little bit of ADR for him. And we were in there, and the term podcasting was brought up, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna fucking do this.
That was literally the attitude.
And then because I know with me and with the things I do, it needs to happen. So I was Senior. We're doing it tomorrow. There's no other way around this. We're doing it tomorrow, and so the next day.
And then we were like, we need a certain guy.
Us. Yeah, contacted Mitch.
And once I heard Mitch's name, I was like, that's kind of obvious. Like that's an obvious call.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, we're talking about
Rat in New Mexico.
Rat in New
Good
Mexico.
times.
Yeah.
You guys don't
They
actually
don't.
know that
You know,
story.
I'm ashamed that I'm thinking about our opening now, and I'm just freaking out about it. I'm starting to think like, well, was that horrible? The whole like, I went into 9/11 briefly, but I'd like to think that there's nothing
Briefly?
for 5 minutes. I'd like that. I think
yeah. You know,
that there's nothing off topic. You know, like serious, funny. Like let's go there. You know.
Yeah.
We
We're
just
talking about a
talk,
podcast on a
R. Kelly
podcast.
style. That's minus
R. Kelly
the rape
style?
elements. No, plus the rape elements. We can talk
Yeah,
about
why
rape
not?
too. We can do anything.
I don't want to.
Well, I mean, we don't have to,
We'll get there,
but
probably.
we could. And we could do it with far more grace than R. Kelly does.
Or more
Yes.
Because he got caught.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aha! Double entendre.
Mm.
That was wrong. I'm sorry. Rape jokes aren't funny.
rape.
Well,
They're okay.
rape jokes can be funny, but they're inappropriate. Always.
Yes. There are funny things that are also inappropriate.
That's...
How many men out there get raped by women? What's the percentage on that?
See, that's what I'm curious about, really.
There is a percentage.
But it's never recorded. And it's always... When someone says rape, they immediately assume the
That
man is the perpetrator.
It's a female victim.
Yeah. Why can't it be a male victim
You know-
getting raped?
Well, I mean, but it could also be a male victim to a male.
A male offender.
Predator.
That is true. But, again, why can it not be a female?
Female predator?
Yes.
I think it's possible. And actually, I do believe, of course, I'm going to have to go back and check my facts here, but I heard that in there was, whether or not you had an erection was used in court. You know,
That's hardly fair.
As yeah, exactly. And the decision was that it did not count.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whether or not you had an erection
Like,
did not mean
If you were
that
the
you
guy
had given,
getting
you know,
raped by the girl,
guy getting raped by the
Yeah.
girl. Or guy getting raped by the guy.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that would be completely... That's
Yeah.
not fair.
But just an interesting fact.
That is...
You know what's a
Yeah.
shame is
I'd
the
be
whole
interested.
like, a girl could give you a blowjob and then accuse you of rape, and then they always side with the women.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds wild. That sounds so chauvinistic, but it's kind of true. And there are
No,
girls
it
that
is.
use that to their advantage. Not all women, obviously, but there's that percentage of psychopaths that are definitely out
Yes.
there.
Some people just like to fuck shit up
Yeah,
for other people.
just wrecking balls that
By
just
fucking.
roll through life.
Well put.
Thank you. I
And
thought
then
that was clever.
blackmailing.
I also thought that was really stupid, but I thought it
Yep.
was somewhat clever.
Blackmailing.
Well, yeah. I think they might have thought I was talking to Senior. Because he actually had said, like, a coherent thought rather than just saying, while fucking.
You know what's amazing is that
Well, fucking
most
shit
of
up
the
while
time I don't
fucking.
really know who I'm talking to or who is talking to me when we're doing this, but it's so loose. It's loose.
I think eventually...
We're having a
we
three-way
are.
conversation.
It's loose.
Yes. Conversation being the very key element of that sentence.
And I did just step all over Mitch. Mitch, what were you saying?
Oh, don't worry about it. I was just saying, I think people can, like, they'll figure out who we're talking to kind
Yeah.
of by what we're saying.
And I'm
or who's
assuming they're
talking
going to get to
before.
like learn our names, and what I was thinking is that the way we're doing this, it's like, how can they not really get to know us? You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
listen to someone for an hour, a week, twice,
Yeah.
2 times a week, whatever it is, you're going to get to know them.
No
you,
doubt.
You sort of feel like, yeah.
You can't really hide anything.
Speaking to someone for an hour, there's not really much that you can
Yeah.
hide. You know, in terms of
Yeah,
your personality, you can give away no
Right.
secrets at all. But
But at the same time, you can
People-
get to know someone really deeply.
They will have a feel for you by the end.
Mhm.
And if they don't, they're bad at reading people and
Yeah.
meeting people, I guess.
even if you do talk about stupid shit the entire time, going back to a previous conversation we had in our prequel, we had a conversation about why do people in society as a whole play themselves off as dumb.
Did we talk about that?
We did talk about that.
Well, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
that
this
was
time
that
around.
was the consensus.
That was the consensus.
Yeah.
Good. 'Cause
That's
I
a much more
fucking hate
optimistic
it.
outlook than I possess, unfortunately. Well, I just feel like most of society is dumb, and they're getting worse, and
That actually is how
I
the
don't
conversation
know
was
if I
started.
ever want to be a father. I'm afraid of
Yeah,
the
and then
future. And all these
See-
things.
Well, that sounds like more of a personal.
That sounds like
Well-
something a 20-year-old says. Like, I'm never going to be a dad,
Yes.
fuck children, the world's going to shit. That's
Yeah.
enjoy the ride.
10 years later, he's a happily married father of 4.
Like,
yeah.
But yeah.
Little seniors running around.
Should I name them Adam Senior,
Senior?
So they're Adam Senior, Junior, Senior, and I'm Adam Senior, Senior.
I almost really want that to happen.
I can almost guarantee that'll never happen because I don't want my son to kill himself in high school.
Smart move. So,
Adam Junior Senior.
Yeah.
Adam Senior Junior.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah,
his
would
name
suck.
could be, if he gave him the middle name Junior, it could be Adam Junior Senior Junior.
And then Senior, why would
Oh
you
wait,
do that?
no, his middle name isn't Junior.
Yeah.
Good. Saves your son from a chilling fate.
I mean, it would suck either way.
It's true.
Do you know what they're going to miss out on? Like, classic games. Like, we had Nintendo 1. Like, they're going to be like,
Oh,
when I
fuck
was
that.
born, there was
I'm
an Xbox 360. Like, that's such a
Hang
dirty,
on, they could go into virtual reality
they
shit
will,
though.
for sure.
Like that,
Oh,
I
so.
mean, compared to having that from my childhood and Nintendo 1, I don't know. I think that they're gonna get a good experience with video games.
But
Yeah, that's another thing is like, man, is our generation going to stop? Because this is the first generation that I feel like is born into it. You know what I mean? I always thought I would get a certain age and I would like stop and I kind of plan on it. But I think
we're gonna keep
Generation
gaming.
X, you know, like it's just
Video games are growing up with us. Why would we
That's
stop
another thing
playing
is
them?
there will be no more like people who are technology adverse, really.
Yes.
I mean, just games in general they've been accelerating leaps and bounds, but the industry has been trying, and it's really been hard, but they're trying to tend more towards like an interactive art form than a game. It's the time of making games is coming to an end, and sooner or later it's really going to start getting the respect it deserves as a medium. I hope and think both
As an art form.
Yeah, video games are much an art form as film, radio, news.
I agree with you.
Anything. It incorporates so much. It incorporates so much different.
Oh yeah, podcasting.
What? Yes,
I didn't mean to throw you
podcasting.
off.
At Working Title Pod. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, we're actually reaching that point where we're going to gradually wind it down. There are a few things I'd like to say. But after Mitch finishes.
Yeah. It's so much goes into working on. Was that the Boombox Boys that they're working on in there? Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's cool. Anyways.
Sorry. Yes.
Games.
Games. They have so many required fields of study that go into it. There's so many different job opportunities, be the more production side or the more management side, or just you could be the artist, you could be the programmer, you could be the designer, you can
maintenance,
you need so many different people from so many different backgrounds coming together and working together on a project of art. Same with a movie, but there is other aspects that are dropped out, other aspects that are put back in. It's beautiful, really.
It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, Senior,
okay, well, the thing is that I'd like people to follow us on Twitter, because that is the best way to stay updated. The goal here is just for us to be as like readily and widely available as we can be to people. Like, we're obviously not charging money. People don't even have to download this. They can go to our YouTube page. Yes, youtube.com/Working Title Podcast.
Holy shit.
So they can kind of just stream it and let it go in the background. And they can go to our Vimeo page, which is vimeo.com/Working Title Podcast. And, and then we're going to have iTunes. So people are going to be able to do that, subscribe there. Or subscribe directly from our website. And, I'm never going to bring up donations. I'm never going to do that, but this is the pilot episode. And
so just
one and done is just for me is that if you do choose to donate, and by the way, you can donate as little as 50 cents, that money goes directly back into the podcast. So you make us better. That's what it says on our website. And I'm willing to personally, as a producer, meet you guys halfway in terms of whatever resources we get. It's going to go right back into the show, and we're going to get better and better.
Fantastico.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyways, now that we got the bullshit aside, this is Working Title Podcast.
Season 1, episode 1.
Season 1, Episode 1.
And it's going to be available in a few hours. As soon as I get home,
in a few hours, we're going to go up and...
live.
We're going hot today.
I should say, I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys know the answer to this, but as far as YouTube and Vimeo goes, I believe there's an element of processing time, like for 24 hours. I don't know if that's just these guys will be able to look us up, but like I said, you guys know the name. Go to our website. All the information's there. Go to our YouTube page directly, and I think the video will be there for you.
We're gonna keep making it as well. Looking forward to hearing from you guys soon. I know you don't exist yet, fans, but I hope you will. Anyways, and
this is we said it earlier, but another little reminder. If you are gonna start following us on Twitter at Working Title Pod, drop in a line. Just if you want to hear us talking about something.
Yeah, please help. Please help.
Yeah, give us something to talk about.
Stream of consciousness is great, and we come up with some good stuff, but, I mean, we can always use topics.
Including, by the way, current events, articles, crazy shit you stumble upon on the internet, we will shout you out and talk about it.
Also, activities that we could do, if you want us to, like a
What's up?
Maybe like have a stumble upon sort of thing. I don't know. Give us some ideas. Shout out. Whatever you think we should do.
Shit. We're learning.
Yeah,
yes. Man. Fuck avant-garde. Anyways, I've not to
we're trailblazers.
alienate avant-garde trailblazers. But I'm not a fan.
Avant-garde anyway.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'd say to make fun of anything. But yeah, I'm Jake Villadolid.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Adam Senior. Peace out.
And this has been Working Title.
Later. Yeah.
Are we off? Okay.
Should I cut out the?
I had fun.
9/11 shit? No. We gotta let
it
go because I love the one take thing. Like that's it, It is, man.